In 2023, sound leadership is going to be critical, and it's going to be the biggest impact driver for leaders and business owners to basically step into the next level. So, today I want to share with you the power of self leadership and the five principles of mastering your inner game. Now, why is this so important? This, what I have realized since COVID, having coached and consulted over 100 CEOs and executives in different parts of the world, there's one common pattern, and that is stress and frustration. Not meeting expectations and not really getting the results they desire. One of the key reasons is because of not having that inner alignment. So, what is self leadership? Let me just start by giving you a little bit of an insight of what self leadership is. Self leadership is basically the ability of leading yourself and taking charge in all aspects of your life. And this includes personal life, professional life, as well as your spiritual journey. So it's about inner alignment, it's about centering as well within ourselves. So let me just share these five principles, which I believe will give you a deeper insight and will help you to align yourself and have more clarity and energy levels as we move into 2023. But before I go into these principles, for those who don't know me, my name is Vijay Mistri. I'm a business transformation and leadership strategist, and since COVID, I have coached hundreds of CEOs and executives from different parts of the world, and I'm also an advisor to boards and CEOs globally. So, let us go straight into these five principles. The first and foremost is taking responsibility and being accountable. So, responsibility is obviously executing, it's taking the action. You might be having employees and you have job roles and job responsibilities. That is the first part of it. But the missing link in many businesses that I have noted is the accountability factor. And let me just explain what I really mean here is that in one particular manufacturing business, the sales team, and I was observing this one meeting they were having, this sales team, they actually did not meet the expected desired outcome and results. And basically, what I really observed is that there were some assumptions and there was a lot of ambiguity. There was no clarity. And this is the first thing is that you need to have that clarity piece. So, how does this accountability work? Accountability is basically having a personal commitment. In other words, you might be responsible for a task or your team might be responsible for a task, but they own up to it. They take their personal initiative that if there is a roadblock or if there is a barrier, they will come up with whatever it takes to overcome that particular barrier. In other words, they don't only come with a problem, they come up with a solution. This in itself is the first key principle when it comes to self leadership. And it all starts at the top. When you have that sort of a behavior pattern at the top, everything will change in the organization. The next principle that I want to share with you is set goals and take action. Now, it's basic and it's common knowledge that we need to set goals. But how many really set specific, clear goals? And here's my challenge is that 2023 December, 12 months, what exactly is it that you want to see? What is the impact that you want to really make? What are the specific outcomes? When I say specific outcomes that you envision, that you see from now, that is key. Setting goals means clarity. Clarity is where the impact is, clarity is where the power is. So you need to be very clear about that. The second piece is executing, taking action. Now, in many family businesses and private businesses where I coach, consult, and observe board meetings as well, what I notice is that they have an agenda, but then There are many items which are spilled over to the next meeting, Some decisions are not being taken. And this is what I want to really bring out, is that you must execute. You must make some of those tough decisions in 2023. That is self-leadership. You need to be bold. You need to be courageous. You need to have the confidence as well. Yes, you need to get the facts right. You need to have 60, 70, 80% facts, and 20% you have to go with your gut. But you have to make sure that you don't delay in decision making, because the world is moving very fast and you need to really adapt and change accordingly. The third key principle that I want to share with you when it comes to self-leadership is being authentic and transparent in your journey. Authenticity is key to everything. And when are you authentic is when you're vulnerable as well. In other words, you're not wearing a mask. There was one particular service firm where I was a board director, and I observed that 2 or 3 of the directors were sort of wearing masks. Their behavior was different when it came to operational activities and, out of the boardroom. But when it came to the boardroom, their behavior pattern was completely different, which means they were not congruent. So you need to be congruent. You need to be authentic. You need to make sure that once you have that authenticity in place, that is when you will have the trust built in. Trust is the default currency. Irrespective of everything else, it's the trust that you need to really build in. And this is one of the key reasons why we hear of, staff turnover, and we hear of lots of team members leaving, and a lot of culture issues as well. It's about the authenticity and being transparent. And when you have that in place, you will see that the team is empowered to contribute and help in accelerating the growth in your particular business. The fourth principle, which is critical, is being persistent and consistent in your efforts. Now, I have seen business owners who dabble a lot. There are many who try something for a very short time and then they go straight into another initiative because they don't have that commitment in place. So you need to give it time. Just like a garden, when you water a garden or when you go to the gym as well, it takes time for you to shape up and lean up as well. And in the garden, you will see that it will take time for the garden to really blossom. So everything takes time. So you need to be consistent, you need to be patient, but you need to be persistent as well. Yes, you may need to course correct as you move forward, but make sure you have that consistency, because that is the game. That is mastering the inner game. And the final point that I want to share with you, the final principle that I want to share with you is get constructive feedback and adjust your approach. In other words, be open. Get feedback. It doesn't matter. It could be from your subordinates as well. But how can you do your job better? Or how can you do all your assignments or whatever you're doing? How can you make it better? When you have that piece in place, that changes everything. There was one particular company where I was instrumental in the growth of this company by 20-fold. And one of the things that the CEO was very open about, who was the owner of this company as well, and he used to always openly ask for feedback. And we used to be quite critical about it, because he said that I want to improve, I want to sharpen, I want to shape up, I want to make sure that we are all aligned. So he was open to constructive feedback. There was this one particular manufacturing organization which had about 40 team members, but there was a lot of blame game. The business owner was always pointing fingers at other people, and he was just not open to having feedback for himself. So my point here is, I press upon you to look into constructive feedback and adjust your approach. See what it is that you can tweak to make sure that you are well aligned. And these principles in itself is going to help you to scale up, to help you to grow your business, and it will take you to the next level. I hope you enjoyed watching this particular video as much as I enjoyed recording it. And please press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell, because I'll be sharing more insight-driven videos as we move forward. Thank you very much. Bye for now.